All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going deep into healthcare and wellness.
Yeah, so much to unpack.
I know. And look at this amazing spread of sources.
Yeah.
YouTube, articles, real conversations, even some global healthcare comparisons.
Oh, those global comparisons are always fascinating.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this deep dive is going to equip you with the right words, the insights, even some cultural awareness
Yeah.
to handle any health conversation, whether it's for you, for work, or just because you want to be in the know.
That's so important, right? It's not just about knowing what to say at the doctor's office anymore. This affects every part of our lives, how we understand ourselves, our work, how we see other cultures even.
Right. It's like this is affecting everything.
Totally.
Okay, so let's kick things off with those YouTube videos about hospital vocabulary.
Yeah.
Because seriously, medical terms, it's like a whole other language
It
sometimes.
can be so intimidating.
It is. Like isolated cancer. I
Hmm.
remember they said that can actually be good news.
Oh, yeah?
That means it hasn't spread, so it's more treatable.
Sure.
Talk about a sigh of relief, right?
Right. It's amazing how one word can change your entire outlook.
Seriously.
Suddenly there's hope. You see a path forward.
Absolutely. And like, if you don't understand the term, you miss all that.
That's the thing.
It's not just for patients, it's for their loved ones too.
Yeah.
Trying to understand what's going on.
Absolutely. It gives everyone involved a sense of control, I think.
It really does. Then there were words like biopsy, immunotherapy, operable, all these terms, each one giving you a piece of the puzzle.
Prognosis, too.
Right, prognosis. It's like having a roadmap almost. For those overwhelming medical conversations, I feel more confident just knowing those words.
I get that. And that's exactly what we're going for here. You don't have to be a doctor.
Exactly.
Just understanding the basics so you can ask the right questions and be involved.
Yes.
Okay, let's shift from hospital talk to those English conversations about everyday health.
Right, right.
Because have you ever struggled to explain how you feel in English?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Yeah, it's a common thing, especially when it's not a clear-cut symptom or you're trying to capture the nuance.
The nuance, yeah.
So these conversations give you real-world examples of how native speakers talk about their health.
Yeah.
It's not textbook phrases, it's natural.
It is. Like I remember one person said, I feel run down. So simple, but it gets the point across.
Perfect, right?
And it's something I feel like I say all the time.
Yeah, too. And that's how people really talk.
Yeah,
It's not always listing symptoms like a robot, it's how you feel.
you're right.
Then there were phrases like, I have a sore throat, I've been coughing a lot, that one always gets me, I'm allergic to penicillin. The foundation of any health conversation, really.
Seriously. Oh, and did you notice a difference between I have a cough and I've been coughing?
Oh, for sure.
It seems small, but it tells the doctor how long it's been going on, right?
Totally. That tiny little detail can completely change how a doctor understands your situation.
It really can. That's amazing. It's like a secret code.
Language is powerful.
It is. I'm going to pay more attention to that now, even outside of health stuff.
Right. It's fascinating.
It is. And beyond those specific phrases, we saw words for all sorts of things. Allergies, fever, the flu insomnia even, rashes. It's like we built a whole toolbox for talking about what's bothering you.
Exactly. That's the point. You have the language, you have the confidence, you can speak up for yourself and get through those health conversations.
So important.
Whether it's a doctor, a friend, or you're reading a health article, you've got the starting point now.
All right, let's switch gears a little.
Okay.
Those mental health articles were really eye-opening. I didn't realize how much those terms are part of our everyday talk now.
It's everywhere, right? Even in the workplace.
It is. And we have to understand these terms. Like setting boundaries is huge these days. It's
You.
more than just a cool phrase, though. It's about knowing your limits and being able to communicate them
Exactly.
at work, in relationships, everywhere.
And if we zoom out a bit, setting boundaries, that's how you prevent burnout, right? How
Yeah.
you keep those relationships healthy.
It really is. Like, it's okay to say no sometimes.
Sometimes you have to protect yourself.
You do. And then there's emotional labor.
Mm.
Anyone who works with the public gets this.
Oh, for sure.
Right. Managing your emotions for work.
Yeah, that invisible work. Think of a flight attendant. They have to smile and stay calm no matter what's happening.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
It can be incredibly draining.
And it's real work.
It is. It really is.
All those terms, emotional intelligence, inner child, trauma, triggers, they're not just trendy words.
Oh, definitely.
They help us understand ourselves and other people better.
So true.
It's like learning this whole new language for the human experience.
I love that. They give us a framework to make sense of our emotions, see patterns, and develop coping mechanisms
So it's not just for therapy then, it's for life.
for everything, yeah. The more we get it, the more compassionate we can be to ourselves and everyone around us.
And those conversations about mental health really showed that. Hearing real people describe anxiety, depression, it's powerful.
There's something about hearing those stories.
It makes it real.
It does. It humanizes it. It reminds us we're not alone.
Exactly.
It takes away that shame, that stigma.
Absolutely. Like someone described their depression as this heavyweight pressing down.
Oh, yeah.
You could just feel that.
Such a powerful image.
It is. And then we saw how they talked about fatigue, trouble focusing, sleep mood swings. These are all signs something might be wrong, and we have to learn to spot them.
Recognizing those signs, that's the first step to getting help.
It really is.
Yeah.
And they made it all sound so normal, talking about it with friends, family, a professional.
It's about creating that safe space where people can share and ask for support without judgment.
It's so important.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to those articles about nutrition and lifestyle. A whole new set of words and ideas.
A whole new world.
I know. It seems like we're going beyond just counting calories now.
It's about a deeper understanding.
Right, like biological age. My mind was blown.
It's fascinating.
So it's not your actual age, but the age of your cells, right?
Yeah, influenced by all kinds of things: stress, what you eat, how much you move.
Wow. And then there's gut health, all about the trillions of bacteria in our digestive system.
Right. It affects everything from how we digest food to our immune system.
It's incredible how connected everything is.
Right. It makes you think twice about those daily choices.
It really does.
Yeah.
And then longevity. Who doesn't want to live longer?
Especially a healthier, more vibrant life, right? That's what longevity is all about.
Yeah. It's not just adding years, it's adding life to those years.
Exactly. It's a whole field of science and lifestyle and even cultural practices.
Wow.
Trying to understand what makes for a long and vibrant life.
And then we have menopause and reproductive health. These are topics we need to talk more about.
Absolutely. Women's health is so important.
It is. And for a long time, it was hush-hush, or there was just bad information out there.
Right. We have to be open about it.
For sure.
So women can be informed and get the care they need.
You're right. One thing that really stuck with me was how staying active can help prevent Alzheimer's.
Interesting, right?
It shows how our physical health and mental health are so connected.
Yeah, it's not two separate things.
What stood out to you from all these physical health ideas?
I think the idea that we have more control over aging than we think is pretty powerful.
Right. Biological age really makes you think.
It does. It encourages us to take those steps towards healthy aging.
Absolutely.
Well,
Okay, ready to go global.
let's do it. Let's see how different cultures see health and healthcare.
I'm excited.
It's incredible how much our culture influences everything. How we view being sick, what treatments we seek, even how we interact with doctors.
Yeah. Like, I was fascinated by how some cultures combine traditional medicine with modern medicine.
Oh, absolutely.
Like using acupuncture alongside Western treatments.
It really highlights how different cultures view the body and how to heal it.
It's true.
Some cultures focus on restoring balance and harmony, while others target specific symptoms.
Right. Makes you think.
It does. These different viewpoints help us understand health in a richer way.
Totally. And comparing those public healthcare systems like in the UK to private systems like in the US,
Eye-opening, right?
the way they talk about costs and access is completely different.
Such a complex issue.
It is. But we need to understand it.
Yeah, if we want to have intelligent discussions about reforming healthcare and making it accessible for everyone,
It's like we've been looking at health through a tiny little window, and now we're opening up to the whole view.
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of exploring all these different sources.
It really is.
We're not just getting information, we're expanding our perspective and questioning what we thought we knew.
So true. Ready to dive even deeper.
Absolutely. Let's see how all this plays out in real life, from those doctor-patient interactions to the complexities of mental health in our modern world.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's get into those doctor-patient dialogues.
Yeah, those were interesting.
We're getting a glimpse into actual healthcare interactions.
Right.
It's not just about the words they use.
Doc-
It's the
yeah.
whole dynamic between the doctor and the patient.
Like a masterclass in bedside manner, almost.
Exactly. And not just for patients, but anyone who might be in a caregiving role someday, right?
Yeah, good point.
You see how doctors gather information, explain things, recommend treatments, and the patients, they're describing their symptoms, asking questions, sharing their concerns.
It's delicate balance, isn't it?
It is. Clarity and empathy are so important.
Absolutely. And it makes you realize that communication, it's at the heart of healthcare.
It really is.
Like, I notice how doctors use open-ended questions a lot.
Oh, yeah.
to get patients talking.
To get them to open up.
How are you feeling today? Can you describe the pain? Things like that.
Yeah, it gives the patient space to really explain what they're going through.
In their own words.
Exactly, which is so important for an accurate diagnosis.
Right, and for making sure the care fits the person.
Personalized care. It's
Yeah.
about really listening to that individual's perspective. And then the patients, they were asking those clarifying questions, too.
Oh, for sure.
Like, what are the side effects? Or how long will this take to heal? Stuff like that.
Totally. It's about being an active participant, not just passively receiving information.
Yeah, I like that. Activist participant.
It builds that trust and understanding between the doctor and patient.
A two-way street.
It has to be.
It does. Did you notice how much body language and tone of voice mattered, too?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A smile, a gentle touch, it can really make a difference.
Nonverbal communication is huge, especially in healthcare.
Especially when you're probably already feeling anxious or stressed.
Exactly. The doctor's demeanor can either calm you down or make you even more nervous.
It's amazing how those little things can have such a big impact.
Right. It's like that saying, people may not remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
So true. And these dialogues really show that healthcare is about human connection, not just a transaction. At its core, it's about connecting, understanding, and offering compassionate care.
All right, let's move on to those articles about mental health in the modern world.
Okay.
Fascinating stuff, but also a little bit scary, honestly.
I know what you mean.
Like how much technology and social media are affecting our mental well-being.
Our always-on culture.
It's like we're constantly trying to keep up while staying sane.
It's a challenge for sure. Yeah, there are new opportunities, but so many new challenges too.
Yeah. Like we have more information and support than ever, but we're also bombarded with negativity and pressure.
That pressure to be perfect, especially online,
Yeah,
it's taking a toll,
you're right. Rates of anxiety and depression are going up.
especially among young people who've grown up with all this.
I wonder if that's why digital detox is such a popular idea now.
Oh, for sure.
Taking a break from all the tech, reconnecting with yourself.
We could all use a little bit of that.
Seriously. It's about taking back control of your time and attention.
Setting those boundaries with technology so it doesn't take over your life. Prioritizing real-life experiences that feed your soul.
But technology can be good for mental health too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like there are all those online therapy options now.
Yeah. More accessible, more convenient for a lot of people.
You don't have to worry about travel, finding the right therapist in your area.
The stigma can be less, too.
That's true. And for some people, it might be the only option.
Exactly. Online therapy is not for everyone, but it's a great option for some.
Right. It can fill that gap.
It can. Now, social media, it's a tricky one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It can raise awareness and help reduce stigma around mental health,
That's good.
but it can also make us feel worse about ourselves, comparing our lives to others.
That constant pressure to look perfect, have the perfect life.
It's tough. I think the key is to be mindful of how social media makes you feel.
Yeah.
Be more intentional about who you follow, how much time you spend on there.
Boundaries again, right.
Boundaries are everything, just like with all our tech interactions. It's so true. Okay, let's talk about those cultural differences in healthcare. That was mind-blowing.
It's fascinating, right, how different cultures see healing and health.
Like traditional Chinese medicine with the energy flow and balance.
They see the body as this interconnected system with meridians or energy pathways,
Right.
and they use things like acupuncture, herbs, diet to restore that balance and flow.
It's so different from Western medicine.
It is. We tend to focus on isolating and treating specific symptoms.
Yeah.
But traditional Chinese medicine has been practiced for centuries, which tells us there's more to healing than just treating symptoms.
You're right. It's about finding what works for you.
Exactly. And respecting all those different approaches.
What about Ayurveda?
Oh, from India.
Yeah.
They personalize everything based on your individual body type.
Your constitution.
Exactly. Ayurveda emphasizes prevention and balance.
Using diet, lifestyle changes, herbs, meditation, all sorts of things.
It's about understanding your unique needs and making choices that support your overall well-being. And those ancient systems, they're still so relevant today.
They offer so much wisdom.
More than just treating illness.
It's about living in harmony with yourself and nature.
I'm sensing a theme here. Wholeness, balance, connection.
I think you're right. Those values come up again and again in different approaches to health and well-being.
Yeah, you're right. It's about the bigger picture.
Seeing health as a state of complete well-being, physical, mental, and social.
Yeah. And then there were those comparisons of healthcare systems around the world.
Public versus private, right?
Really made you think.
It's a complex issue, for sure. Each system has pros and cons.
Different ways of dealing with costs and access.
But it's so important to understand these differences.
If we want to have meaningful conversations about improving healthcare and making it accessible,
Exactly.
makes you realize how much your experience depends on the system you're in
Yeah.
and how those systems reflect different values and priorities.
So what are your thoughts on this after looking at all these models?
Honestly,
Yeah.
it made me grateful for the healthcare I have, but also aware of how much needs to change.
That's a great takeaway. We need both gratitude and a desire for improvement.
It's a complex issue,
It is.
but I'm glad we're talking about it.
We too. Awareness is the first step.
Okay, are we ready to wrap things up? This deep dive has been incredible.
It has. Let's see what we've learned.
Okay, so wow, that was a lot.
It was.
From hospital terms to healthcare around the world, we covered a lot in this deep dive.
I know. It's amazing how much there is to know about health and wellness.
It really is. It feels like we've gone to another level, you know?
We have, but this deep dive, it's giving you a solid base to build on.
Yeah.
You've got the words, the skills, the awareness. You can navigate this world confidently now.
It's not just about health. It's about us as people and how we connect to the world.
You got it. Okay, let's sum up what we learned. First, vocabulary is key.
Yeah, for understanding and for expressing yourself.
Exactly. Especially when we're talking about something as important as our health, right?
You need the right tools for the job.
Exactly. And it wasn't just about definitions.
Right.
We saw how people use those words in real conversations.
Yeah, the nuance, the cultural stuff.
It all comes into play.
Even the emotion behind the words.
Exactly.
Like hearing those personal stories about mental health.
Oh, yeah.
Dictionaries can't capture that.
You're so right. It shows how important empathy is, active listening.
Mm.
It's not just an exchange of facts.
Right.
It's about connecting with another human being.
Understanding their unique story.
And we picked up some useful phrases along the way.
Yeah, for those tricky conversations at the doctor's, at work, even talking about healthy habits.
Those examples give you a starting point.
For communicating better in all kinds of situations.
Whether you're explaining symptoms, standing up for yourself, or just chatting about well-being.
I feel so much more prepared now.
That's great.
And then we saw all those different healthcare approaches and systems from around the world.
Global perspectives.
It's incredible how differently people view healing.
And how those beliefs shape their practices.
Traditional Chinese medicine, the different healthcare models.
Wow, no one right answer, right?
Exactly.
It's about finding what works for you.
Yeah.
What aligns with your values and beliefs.
And respecting other cultures' ways of doing things.
Absolutely.
I feel like respect and openness, they're the key takeaways here.
I think you're right. This deep dive has given you a wider view, but the learning doesn't stop here.
So what should our listener do now? How can they use all this in their life?
Stay curious.
Oh, yeah.
Keep exploring. Read. Listen to more podcasts like this one. Have those conversations.
The more you learn, the more you know.
Exactly. The more informed and empowered you become.
It's a journey.
It is. It really is. A journey to a healthier, happier you.
I love that. Okay, one final thought to leave everyone with.
Yeah.
How does your culture influence how you see health and wellness?
Yeah.
What beliefs have shaped your approach to healthcare and taking care of yourself?
Really think about that.
This deep dive has been amazing.
It had.
And I can't wait to keep learning about this fascinating world.
Me too. And remember, the world of health and wellness is constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something new to discover. Embrace the journey. Stay curious. Keep talking about these things.
That's great advice. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into health and wellness.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you feel ready to take charge of your well-being and explore this amazing world with confidence.
Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep those conversations going.